Today I'm going to react to your favourite rides out Wet and Wild Gold Coast. So starting off our pretty insane list with quite a basic body size, you guys have picked Super Ripper. And whilst by how I brought up this attraction, I made it not seem like a lot, it is actually really good fun. Now do not get me wrong, on this attraction, you will not be dropping into giant funnel sections, going through inversions, riding like a roller coaster, or any of the other things that the attractions to come will be offering, but what you will get to experience is the classic fun of twisting and turning through tubes on your body, seeing many flashing lights, and to be frankly honest, not having to scream the whole way down, with this being very basic but also just very enjoyable. If you want to add a bit of uniqueness though to this figure of 8 side, you can turn it into a figure of 8 racing side with someone the other side of you also being able to race down the same layout. Yeah, I knew the basic was not going to last for long. We have now got the black hole, and as you can probably guess by the name, this attraction is not for anyone who's scared of the dark. Because as you can probably see, or not see because it's completely dark, once you have boarded your 2-person raft, you will be twisting and turning through a tube, a bit like our last ride, but instead of being able to enjoy all of those elements, you will not be able to see any of them, with the tube being almost pitch black. And the thing is about that is, whilst yes, it is very scary to be in the dark, what makes it so insane is that you'll not know when the next twist, turn or drop is coming. And that just makes it spooky. Heading back to Australia's tallest waterside tower now, we have got Double Barrel. And whilst once again, from first sight, this may not seem like a lot, with it just being, well, a double barrel, but what it is not in darkness for starters, but like Super Ripper, just really good fun. Because once you have picked up your 2-person raft, you will get the choice out of 2 sides. From what I can see, both of which are very similar, with it dropping, bouncing you over a drop, before then plummeting down to the bottom. The difference is, however, is that one of them's done in a tube, and the other one's done in the open air. And to be frankly honest, I wouldn't say one is better than the other, but if I had to pick one to ride, it would be the open air one, because unlike the tube, which don't get me wrong, has got its perks, the open air one, you can get some great views across the Gold Coast. Oh, as much as you cannot have a water park without a singular slide or a standard double-person slide, you cannot have a water park full stop without a standard 4-person family raft slide. And this is where we're getting to. Our next attraction, Mammoth Falls, is basically that, just on a mammoth scale. Did you see what I did there? Mammoth scale. Oh, that was awful. Anyway, moving on. If you choose to take on this adventure, and I would like to mention that if you do dare to do so, you will have to have above 2 people in your group, otherwise you can't ride because it's 2 to 4 people. This time you'll be able to board a giant circular tube sort of thing, which is pretty awesome in fact, as all 4 of you will be able to face inwards. So when you then make your way down the many drops for a few mediocre twists and turns, nothing too much, you'll be able to share all of those reactions, all good, bad, and like these people right here, many laughs as you slowly make your way down to the bottom, really just adding fun to this already fun side. Now the thing is, on our last attraction, facing inwards was really good fun, because you can share those laughs and the screams, but there's so little screams on it, whereas our next one, the Constrictor, has got a few more of those. As a general rule of thumb for Australia anyway, when visiting a water park, if the side is named after a snake, especially a venomous snake, it is going to be insane. And so when you set off on Constrictor, you will be experiencing still those twists and turns in a tube, or snake's body, which is quite cool, just at much faster speeds before then dropping out of the end into that final splashdown. Truth be told though, if you are not like me and very brave on this attraction, you will be actually having a much more hysterical experience watching each other's faces. Yeah, we know it, we've now made it into the top 5 territory, And from here on out, you will not just get the scary sides, but also the very unique ones too. And our next attraction, Kamikaze, is both of those, because on what I like to call the bathtub side, you will begin by climbing up so many stairs, but you can't have a water park without them. Getting into a 2-person raft, a very unique one in fact, because once again, you'll be facing into one another, followed by, dropping down into the bathtub, rocking back and forth, spinning around, and really just having a crazy experience before you then gradually come to a complete stop. The question is though, could you brave the tub, or would you rather take on the sideways toilet bowl like our next attraction, Tornado, which has most definitely taken the phrase short but sweet. Yeah, this side right here only lasts for around 30 seconds, but from the moment you sit in that raft to when you are twisting and turning through the tube, to when you drop, sometimes even backwards, into that giant funnel section that you will then once again rock back and forth before coming out of the end, I think it's fair to say that you'll be screaming almost the entire time, which is great because once again you are on a family raft. But a little tip for you guys, you know a ride's going to be intense when that family raft has got holes in them. Whether you enjoy it or not, a lot of the attractions on this list has been spent in a family raft. But if you want to turn those friends into enemies, frenemies, then look no further than our next attraction, Super 8 Racer, which as you can probably guess is an 8-lane water racer side. Sounds awesome, right? And we have only just begun, because not only on this adventure will you be racing 8 other people, that's more than one hand worth of people, down a series of bumps where you'll be able to wave goodbye to them or do that competitive angry fist all before you make it to the bottom and find out who is the Super 8 Aqua Racer champion. There'll be boards also at the end telling you your time, so even if you're not racing anyone, you can always race yourself, but you'll be doing all of this on your front. Yes, no lifeguard will be telling you off this time for going down forwards, with you experiencing this entire race on your mat on your front. You may have thought so far that we've had the fun, we've had the excitement, and we've definitely had the fair share of thrills, but thrills is nothing compared to this. This is the AquaLoop, and even though what I just said didn't make an awful lot of sense, this side doesn't either, with it basically being an entire loop on a water slide. But let's say for some random reason you still want to take on this adventure, well then you will begin it by standing in a pod in which a door will close. You will cross your arms for what feels like an eternity waiting for that floor, the one that you're standing on, to drop out of nowhere, plummeting you down into the loop, in which you will rise up and then back down again. Crazy, right? Before coming out the end. And I just want to make it very clear that there are precautions in place, so if you do not make it round the loop, which can happen, you can always just jump out of the hatch at the bottom. Who here loves coasters and who here loves water slides? Well, I hope you do at a water park. But if you answered yes to any of those, then you are going to love KABOOM. Because on this water slide, you will once again begin it by climbing up Australia's tallest waterside tower, followed by, and get ready guys, racing one another down a twisty turny waterside, going through tubes, open areas, drops, and all of that, whilst also, like a roller coaster, going uphill. I'll let that soak in. Thank you all for watching, bye bye.